today. Right. Which is reacting to, of course you can see right here, the Sonic 3.
Hello guys, it is I, the Rolling Creeper. Today we're going to be talking about the finale of the Sonic trilogy. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and more importantly, the game you get when you combine the two, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And I do have a good amount to say about all three of these, and I also am glad to tell you guys that this is going to be the last review I make that goes upwards of 20 minutes, because not only do I just not want to waste as much of your time as I did with Sonic 2, but it's kind of tiring to make videos this long, especially when, like, just look at the Sonic 2 review. It's a fucking 46-minute behemoth. I'm sorry, I'm not doing, I mean, this is probably going to be the last long review I'm doing. From now on, from after this review, I'm going to try to keep them under, or around 20 minutes. Like I did with the Sonic 1 review and the Mega Man 1 and 2 reviews. Because, yeah, I just, like, at the end of the Sonic 2 review, I had in my script, I wanted to make these reviews during the summer more quickly, but it ended up just, like, I ended up taking forever on the Sonic 2 review because it was so fucking big, and I had all those scenes and stuff, and then, yeah. But yeah, after this review, I'm done making I'm done making these as long as I do. So that's something you can look forward to. Shorter reviews. But yeah, enough babbling. It's time for Sonic 3. Yes, I know that this is just when I got my copy of Sonic 3, it was just it was literally just this cartridge in a random Genesis case, so I had to print off the box art. Like, hell, it even has the fucking Capcom logo. If you can even see that. But yeah, time for Sonic 3. Oh yeah, y'all are probably wondering where Sonic CD is. So, to put it simply, I don't own a Sega CD or the Sega CD disc. Yeah, I have an unwritten rule where I only review games I actually own. But you reviewed Action 52 and you didn't own that. Okay, I'll admit I don't own Action 52 or Cheetah Man 2, but yet again, it's also fucking Action 52 and fucking Cheetah Man 2. Who the hell owns? Who the hell is gonna go out of their way to own those two? Like, well, even like the review itself, like, that was just a joke between me and Jack that eventually became a video. A rolling creeper.
Dead.
Development and history. After Sonic 1 and 2's success, Sega wanted a Sonic 3. But after the development hell that was Sonic 2, Yuji Naka didn't want to work with Americans, so he worked with a bunch of Japanese men to make a Sonic game that wasn't whatever Sonic 2 was. However, there was a larger scope to the project, and it wouldn't be ready until 1994. And since the Americans had nothing to do, I don't know, they were probably just jerking off in their offices after raking in cash. Sega then told them to make a spin-off Sonic game for 1993. This eventually became Sonic Spinball, which is a game I am still convinced doesn't exist. And after Naoto Oshima and the other Japanese men finished up Sonic CD's nuts for the Sega CD's nuts, the full team was back together once again. However, because Sega didn't want to pay dreams come true again for the music, they instead grabbed out the handful of musicians, and yes, even Michael Jackson got involved, I think. There's an absolute shitload of conflicting sources about him. But the way I see it, Michael Jackson joined the project, but left because he didn't like how it sounded, and Sega didn't credit him because people accused him of raping children. What the fuck? And Sega moonwalked away from the situation. In terms of prototypes, there is not as much interesting to note as the Sonic 2 prototypes. The title screen looks like it came from Sonic Blast. Hydra City has this cool background. Knuckles, he does this, I guess, and then this thing exists.
What?
Also, the music for Carnival Night, Ice Cap, and Launch Base and Knuckles' theme were different because this was before Michael Jackson got involved. Carnival Night and Launch Beam's themes are actually bangers in the prototypes, in my opinion, but Ice Cap Zone simply isn't as good as the actual final game, which is actually a Genesis remix by Hard Times by the Jetsons, which is a pretty good song. Although in the prototype, like, I don't know, what even is this? Easy Times by the Flintstones? Because of this game being so big and because of McDonald's, this game got split in half. But the two games would still combine into one big game, plus this Knuckles cartridge could combine with other Genesis games. Base Sonic 3 still has some remnants of being one big game though, and if you put in a frame-perfect code or do this other method, where you get the level select in Sonic 2, then swap the cartridges to get to the level select in Sonic 3, and then once you get to this level select, you might have already noticed that there's 3 extra zones here. Mushroom Valley, Flying Battery, and Sandopolis. Also, the icons used for this level select are from Sonic 2, which some fit pretty well, like Angel Island being Emerald Hill or Marble's Garden being Aquatic Ruin, but others don't work, like Flying Battery being Hilltop, Sandopolis being Sky Chase, or the 2-player modes being Wing Fortress and... Is that fucking Hidden Palace? Yeah, Hidden Palace. How the fuck did this get here? The stage was scrapped during the September 1992 prototype of Sonic 2, and here it is showing up in a game released in 1994. Anyways, the bonus stages are inaccessible unless you use the last 2-player option, which leads you to the Gumball bonus stage. Leaving this, though, brings you to a secret inaccessible level in this game. This, my friends, is the doiliest stage. And you might be wondering what this is. Well, it's the bonus stage again, doy. This stage infinitely loops, and if you press certain buttons, you can make the stage dark and even enter debug mode. And with this, you can make a funny contraption to infinitely grind the stage for rings and one-ups. Actually, after a while of letting this run while recording footage, I'd actually just walked out of my room and grabbed my Chromebook and started writing this script. Also had these funny little clips while I was recording the stage. The second special stage option also takes you to a special stage, just like the first option would. But with this one, it immediately fades out and then goes to the next special stage, and this loops forever. However, if you run into a red ball before it fades out, you're actually kicked out of the special stage, and welcome back to the doiliest stage. After both halves of the game were released, the game was then a success until that success was ruined by 3D rendered monkey and guy saying number. Alright, now that we've gotten the development and history out of the way, I'm going to be dividing this review into 3 different sections, where we first talk about Sonic 3, then Sonic and Knuckles, and then at the end we combine the 2 games to make Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Anyways, let's get on with Sonic 3. Also, I love this box art. Like, Sonic just being cool, Tails existing, Robotnik burning the forest, Knuckles being a bush. I just love this box art. Japanese box art is literally the same as Sonic 1 and 2, but Knuckles. PAL box art. The plot. After Sonic 2, the Death Egg fell onto this island called Angel Island, or the Floating Island depending on your translation. After this, Robotnik then meets this game's new character, Knuckles the Echidna, the last of a legendary Echidna tribe and guardian of the Master Emerald. Robotnik then tells him he's an innocent scientist and that Sonic and Tails are evil. Hey, rolling creeper, I have returned with the Death Egg. Fuck you, Robotnik. I thought I said we weren't doing any skits in this video. Well, rolling creeper, why the fuck are you breaking the fourth wall?
And by acknowledging the fourth wall, I just broke the fifth wall.
Speaking of Sonic and Tails, after Sonic 2, they were just flying around, and then Sonic shows off with his super form as they approach an island, and then when they arrive on the island, and then... Did Knuckles just fucking Mike Tyson uppercut Sonic so hard that it knocked the fucking Chaos Emeralds out of him? God damn! He then steals them and runs off. Like, holy shit! And thus the adventure begins yet again to stop Dr. Robotnik, and now he has Knuckles also trying to stop him. Pretty good plot, 9 out of 10. Graphics. This is easily one of the best looking games for the Sega Genesis. Yeah, seriously, the sprites are colored very well, and the environments are all really nice and colorful, and there's just lots of detail everywhere, like, nothing really feels out of place. The lushness of Angel Island, distant, like, the depth of the water in Hydro City. Ice Cap only uses shades of blue, and it just works really well, and just has really good vibes to it.
How, oh my god, I'm so tired and sick. How much of good vibes?
Just look at this game, like, there's so much detail, yet it doesn't look overwhelming. And then you look at the sprites, and these all just look really good. Like, yeah, like, I think, like, this game looks so good that I don't really have anything to criticize without making extremely small nitpicks, like Knuckles' socks being yellow when they should be green. But yeah, like, other than small nitpicks, I don't really have anything to criticize here, so yeah, it's an obvious 10 out of 10. Presentation. It's cool, I guess. Cutscenes are good, title cards are cool, saving is cool. Fuck this section. I stopped putting this in my reviews, but I keep putting it in these. Lol. 10 out of 10, moving on. Music. So this game's music is something I like. All of the songs fit their areas extremely well, but only some notably stick out to me. I like Angel Island's theme a lot, even though the island gets burned down before most players hear the whole theme. I really like Hydro City's music, especially Act 2, because it has that...
Jeez, that's honestly really good.
Ice Cap's theme is one of my favorite game songs of all time, up there with Hardman's theme. And it's still a sin that the PC port in Sonic Origins replace it with that absolute dogshit prototype version. Like, I'm sorry, but just listen to this.
It's okay.
Lunch Space is alright, but it does kind of get stuck in my head, because, you know, it has that... The mini-boss theme is... Okay, but this mini-boss theme is actually a pretty good bop, though. Robotnik's theme is a pretty good boss theme, and the Big Arms theme is also a pretty good boss theme. especially considering that's basically the final boss theme of this game. However, other songs like Marble Garden I don't like as much, and Carnival Night is just okay. Okay, this is really Creeper editing this. I completely forgot about the competition mode themes, but so yeah, Zero Lake's actually it's like a more happier sounding song. It's pretty good. Balloon Park is also a decent song, although interestingly enough, I could actually sort of hear the gem sound fonts occasionally seeping through. And then Chrome Gadget's theme was actually also pretty cool. Like, this game's competition mode has some underrated music. Like, in Desert Palace's music's also pretty cool. And then Endless Mine is a really good song. Like, it's genuinely pretty amazing. And then it even sort of sounds like the Bird Race theme from DKC2, which is cool. It's a 9 out of 10. Gameplay. So, you like how Sonic 1 and 2 controlled? Well, Free Knuckles is basically like that, which was already pretty good, but he has a new move, the Insta Shield. This move is surprisingly useful, and it's a very welcome addition. Tails can now fly, yippee! A new thing here are the Elemental Shields. These are like the normal shield, but each one has special powers. The Electric Shield gives you a double jump and magnetizes rings. The Fire Shield gives you a dash, and the Water Shield gives you a bounce and also protects you from drowning. Each one protects you from their respective element. Yes, the Fire Shield lets you walk on lava. These also protect you from enemy projectiles. Also, we also get a save feature, which is really cool, because like now you can actually save your game so that you don't have to play through it in one session. Like, the levels here are also much larger, but are still fun to play through for the most part. Angel Island is the first zone, and it's fun. This thing burns down the jungle. Fuck you. There's also water. In fact, all of the zones from the first half have water, except Marble Garden. Anyways, after Angel Island, Knuckles knocks us... Okay, try saying Knuckles knocks fight 10
What the heck? Knuckles knocks fight?
times as fast as you can. You can't. Anyways, after Angel Island, Knuckles knocks us off this bridge to Hydra City. Yeah, this game has neat ways of transitioning from one zone to another. Also, it's Hydro City, not Hydrocity. If it were to be called Hydrocity, it would be called Hydrocity. Holy fucking shit.
Do people make that mistake?
I've always just read this as Hydro City, so I'm part of the Sonic fan base that has always called it Hydro City. This is one of my favorite Sonic water levels. Besides Tile Tempest from... God damn it. Like, you're just
Why are you talking about Sonic CD?
blasting through parts. It mixes the mechanics of water levels with high speed, and this just... It works extremely well. Like, I like Hydrocity. Did I just fucking call it Hydrocity? I like Hydro City. This is a pretty good zone. Marble Garden isn't the greatest. It can be really confusing if it's your first time, and I hate these top spinners. Also, there's these big spiky balls that appear out of nowhere and cheap shot you. Carnival Night is next, and this zone is alright, and yes, I do remember my first playthrough being halted by this stupid fucking barrel in Carnival Night Zone Act 2. But yeah, not the best, not the worst. It's kind of in between. Knuckles also turns the lights off halfway through, and when you turn the lights back on, it's like... Ice Cap is next, and while it's not the most notable stage, yes, Fennec here is perfect, and there's just consistent flow in this level. It's good game design, god damn it.
This level is designed amazingly, with slopes and seemingly perfect spots, and I love this section with the launching platforms, and then the section where you ride the ice blocks, and like, this zone is fucking amazing. I'm sorry, but like, sure, it's not the most notable level, but it's just really fucking good. Launch Base is the first level, the first half in. Well, similarly to Marble Garden, it's not the greatest zone. This level is just too confusing and repetitive, and Act 2 is a bit better, but yeah, the level's alright, although it's kinda long. That's what she said. After some bosses, that's pretty much the end of Sonic 3.
1 second, I'm just gonna grab my Sonic game. Call of Duty. What? I got both of my Sonic games. Yes, these are the only 2 Sonic games I own. This one and this one, which I'm actually going to play today.
Yeah, literally. Sure, it's a bit on the shorter side, but I still think it's pretty good. Like, hell, like, being short isn't a bad thing either, so.
1 second. Okay.
Like, and then going through the zones, like, none of them are really bad. Like, I mean, sure, we just have 2 zones that are okay, but like, Angel Island, Hydro City, Carnival Nights, Ice Cap, they're all bangers. It's like, and yeah, like, this game's just fucking amazing. It seems like it does almost nothing wrong. And its few mess-ups are so small in the grand scheme of things that they don't affect my overall opinion. This game's quality is, it's top-tier quality for being a Sonic game of all things. The series known for low-quality games. Yeah, I enjoyed pretty much every second of this game, because especially when we have levels like Hydro City and Ice Cap being some of my favorite levels in the series. This game's gameplay score exceeds even the highest of my scoring system.
Jeez.
That's right, gameplay
11 out of 10?
is an 11 out of 10. It's that fucking good. I'm genuinely impressed on how well Sonic Team cooked here. Bosses. So compared to the half-assed bosses of Sonic 1 and 2, Sonic 3 has some rather good bosses. Let's start with the mini-bosses. Angel Island has this burner thing and it goes down easily with the fire shield. Honestly, I could say that for a good amount of the bosses. The Hydro City mini-boss works well with the insta-shield, and Marble Garden's boss is essentially the Mystic Cave boss again. The Carnival Night Zone boss, it is this weird-ass dildo thing. What the fuck even is this? I don't know. You give it an erection and then let this spiky platform thing bounce into it. What the fuck is this boss? Ice Cap's mini-boss is a bit annoying. It has these ice chunks around it and it throws it. But by this point you probably have Super Sonic, so yeah, that basically makes all these bosses die extremely fast. Launch Base is mini-boss is just waiting for it to be attackable and then destroying it. Or if you were skilled enough to keep your Super Sonic after the prior cutscene with Knuckles, you can just destroy him with fucking Super Sonic. Just fuck him up with Super Sonic. In terms of the main bosses, Angel Island's boss shoots fire, but then there's the fire shield to make it easier. but then you have to watch out for the bridge collapsing at the start. The Hydro City boss is rather neat. It goes down for a couple seconds and then makes water rise into it. And then once Robotnik's done pumping the water, you can then go on top of it to get some hits in. And then for a while he shoots bombs, which you can even launch yourself with to get more hits into him. Or you could just use the water shield or supersonic to cheese him. Like, it's just really cool. Marble Garden's boss flies around, and you have to hit him while Tails carries you into the sky. Also, speaking of Tails, this boss is a pain in the ass as him, because you have to kind of weirdly hit him with Tails' tails. It's kind of just, yeah, it's weird. And yeah, you'll probably get hit a lot. But yeah, back to Sonic. This boss is a rather fun boss to fight as Sonic, anticipating where Robotnik's going to come out. Or if you have Super Sonic, you just spam hits on him at the start, and then you could just crash into him. Carnival Knight's boss has Robotnik drop a ball, electrify it, and then pick it up. Okay. For some reason, this boss was actually brought back as the Green Grove boss in Sonic 3D Blast, which is basically the same thing, except his hitbox isn't as bulky and he doesn't electrify the ball before picking it up. And it's also in 3D. Ice Cap's boss has Robotnik with this machine that can freeze you if you're at the wrong spot at the wrong time. But again, Super Sonic. Punch Base actually has 3 bosses. The first boss has Robotnik sitting at the top of his machine launching balls at you. You can just use Super Sonic and jump up at the start, and sometimes you can even kill him before he jumps in his machine. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Then after an extremely long cutscene where Sonic rides on the Eggmobile for 5 years, then Knuckles appears and punches you, and then he falls, and then we wait 5 more years as the Death Egg starts going off into the sky, and then finally, after 5 fucking years, we get to the second boss of Launch Base. This is the Egg Rocket, which is an extremely easy boss. Sure he occasionally shoots lasers, and then there's the weird spiky ball on top of him, but yeah, this boss is pretty easy, especially with the insta-shield. And again, with Super Sonic, you can literally just do nothing, and the boss will kill itself on you. After this is the Big Arms, the final boss of this game. And it even has the power to harm Super Sonic if you're not careful. And yeah, it's actually a really fun boss to fight, trying to make sure he doesn't grab you while trying to get hits in. In fact, there's even a lot of special points during this boss fight where you can get even more hits in, which, I love this Sonic boss design where the game just automatically gives you extremely small opportunities to get even more hits in. It's like a Punch-Out boss in sort of a way. And yeah, Sonic 3 has a really solid set of bosses. I originally in the script I gave this a 9 out of 10, but honestly, looking back,
This is not sponsored, but I want to do this. Join the Willing Creepers Discord server now. Okay, just join the Willing Creepers Discord server. It's easy and free, so if you have Discord, go to freaking Willing Creepers Discord now.
I think this is a 10 out of 10. Ending. After Sonic beats Robotnik, Death Egg falls, Sonic does cool pose. Not as good as the pose from Sonic 1 or 2, it's a 7 out of 10. Extras and completion. So similarly to Sonic 1, the special stages can be found in giant rings, but now they are scattered across the levels. Jumping into these are the Blue Sphere stages, which are probably my favorite special stages in the series. You're running around on this checkerboard ball, collecting blue balls and avoiding red balls, and yellow balls are springs and white balls bounce you back. A weird and perverted way to say this is Sonic's balls are what you need to collect. Knuckles' balls are bad. Tails' balls are bouncy, and his balls are
Eggman's.
Eggman's, Silver's, Weknia. Yeah, Weknia. The glitch character from Knuckles Chaotix. These are his balls. Why the actual fuck did I make this joke? Anyways, these special stages are pretty fun. If you outline a group of blue balls in red balls, they will then turn into rings, and yes, you can get perfects on these for a shitload of points. However, I have a few issues with...
After I get done reacting to his videos, me and him have a deal. Isn't that right? I will go live and play Sonic for the first time.
First of all, you slowly get faster until you are a nearly uncontrollable speed, and accidentally messing up once can lead you to touching a red ball, and that instantly kicks you out of the stage. Sure, it's better than the game giving you a big fat middle finger for missing a couple of rings or accidentally getting yeeted into the goal spillers, but it's still annoying as it can be easy to fuck up, and also even easier because the game doesn't actually let you give you any control in midair, and sometimes like you're locked to like a weird grid, and normally it's fine, but sometimes you might accidentally miss an input and fuck you up. And also the special rings themselves don't respawn until you beat the game. Like, seriously.
What?
If you die, they won't come back.
Jeez,
if you
stupid.
reset the game, they won't come back. If you game over, they still won't come back. So, yeah, you're just locked out of the special stage until you beat the game and come back to the level.
Jeez.
Now, if you're wondering about Super Sonic, he works just like last time, but he is a lot less busted as he was in Sonic 2. Like, you can't soft lock yourself at the end of the levels, and while sure he still sometimes uses normal Sonic sprites, it's not as bad as it was in Sonic 2. So now you can actually feel powerful and not like you're breaking the game. Extras and completion here. It's a 9.5
out of 10.
Okay, that's another thing where I gave this too low of a score in the script. Like, I said 9.5, but I'm looking to round up to 10, because fuck it. Multiplayer. Holy shit, he added a category.
Yep.
This game has a competition mode thingy, and the levels have cool aesthetics, but bare bones level design, as they're mostly for racing laps around them. Now, I do remember playing this mode with Zane a few times, and I remember that being fun, but yeah, I don't feel the need to give it a score because it's not really any big part of the game. I mean, sure, if I was talking about like Mario Party or something, I'd actually consider multiplayer in the scoring, but yeah. This leaves Sonic 3 with a 76 out of 80, or a 95%, the highest score so far. Overall, really fucking good game. And pretty much everything here is done really well. Really fucking well here. And there's like a few hiccups. Oops. Like everything, like the gameplay's done well, the music's good, the graphics are beautiful, and the bosses are really fun to fight too. Okay, so while the first half is actually this is actually a really, like, seriously, this game checks all the boxes I've had. So yeah, I think this is a really good game. Now we gotta see how Sonic and Knuckles holds up, or even improves on this masterpiece. Yeah, yes, that's right. I just called this a masterpiece.
Wow.
Okay, guys, so when I got the Sonic 3 half finished, I was actually considering just splitting this review into to have kind of like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where I did my separate halves where I just individually talked about Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles. And because as I didn't know what to do, I then ran a poll, and y'all said to just do it as one big review. So I listened to you fans. Yeah, I listened to the fans. And here we are now with Sonic and Knuckles. Yeah, okay, time for Sonic and Knuckles.
Wait, what? Sonic and Knuckles 5? What? That looks bad. There we go.
The plot. So after Sonic stopped the Death Egg from going back into the sky, it crash landed in a volcano. Creeper, you may have stopped my Death Egg the first time, but now you can't stop me now. Yeah, now get back in your Eggmobile. Fly off. Help. Creeper. I'm still here, and now I can run away and come back whenever you... Oh no, he's knocked me out of the egg. Yeah, it's time. But yeah, Knuckles is still a dick and Robotnik is still evil. 6 out of 10. Graphics. So this game continues after Sonic 3 and it still looks really good. The Forest of Mushroom Hill, mechanical interior flying battery, heat waves of Sandopolis, cool rocks of Hidden Palace. Definitely looks really cool, but I don't really think these levels look as good as Sonic 3's, but hey, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Presentation is the same as Sonic 3, 10 out of 10. Music. So while we don't have the bangers like Hydro City or Ice Cap, we still do have good songs like Flying Battery's Epicness. Lava Reef Act 1's Build Up. And then Act 2 being more chill. Sky Sanctuary being the final stretch into the sky before the Death Egg. It's good, but Mushroom Hill's alright and Sandopolis theme sucks. Hell, I'd go as far to say it's a boring song. Overall, it's a 6.5 out of 10. Gameplay. This game controls like Sonic 3 and all of the elemental shields are here so we can get right into the levels. And considering how good Sonic 3's levels were, does Sonic and Knuckles top it? Fuck no. Are they at least on the same level as Sonic 3? Fuck no. Are they at least decent levels?
My god.
Mushroom Hill is
Yeah.
a bit messy, but it's an alright level, just kinda confusing. Flying Battery is also just alright and admittedly long and boring.
A flying battery?
But just why did you drop the ball from Sonic 3 so much? Sandopolis sucks. It's the longest zone in the game. While the level design isn't good and the music is bad, the second act has this stupid ghosts the game forces upon you, and I mean, I kind of like this light gimmick, but that's basically it. Fuck this level. I take it back. Scrap Rain isn't the worst classic Sonic level. This Metropolis, to be exact.
Metropolis.
Actually, I think Sandopolis is
Sandmopopis. Mud Operas.
Bit better than Metropolis, but whatever. I like Lava Reef, its aesthetics are cool, and I actually enjoyed going through this zone. Also, Knuckles chucks a boulder at us, and we fall into a hotter area, and then the Death Egg comes back to life. Also, that was cheap. And then we have a short but shitty auto-scroller section, followed by a boss. Then we arrive in Hidden Palace, which is just a short section where we can finally confront Knuckles, and then, the Master Emerald? And Robotnik stealing it. Yeah, Knuckles, get him. Oh, fuck, he electrified him, and now he's gonna get away with the Master Emerald. And Knuckles is probably dead. Wait, how did he get back up? He got pounded by Sonic, electrocuted by Robotnik, and falls 20 feet, and he was just unconscious for like 5 seconds.
Jeez.
Then get to Sky Sanctuary, and it's a fun level, but annoying when you accidentally fall into a previous section. Death Egg Act 1 is really fun, but Act 2 sucks because it has anti-gravity section, and I really hate anti-gravity sections. And overall, Sonic and Knuckles, seems like everything Sonic 3 does right, Sonic and Knuckles does wrong to an extent. Sonic 3 had Angel Island, Hydro City, Ice Cap, and while the best of Sonic and Knuckles are only on the same level as the worst of Sonic 3, and plus, while Sonic 3 had a couple cheap moments throughout, and they're not really that noticeable, and they didn't affect my overall opinion. But it seems like Sonic and Knuckles, they are constantly there. Hell, I'd even rather play Sonic 1 or 2 than Knuckles. Gameplay's a 5 out of 10. Bosses. So, for the mini-bosses, the Mushroom Hill mini-boss chucks logs at you, but there's a fire under him, so you have to hit him while he's chucking logs with his Golden Axe? Golden Axe reference? Flying Battery has a sentient capsule that kills itself. Sandopolis has this dumb boss where you have to slowly wait for him to jump into the sand. Lava Reef has a decent mini-boss besides the part with Tan. Now for Sky Sanctuary, the 2 mini-bosses throughout the level are actually just the Egg Mobile H and the Egg Bouncer, but with Mecha Sonic Mark 2. Now, if you're wondering who Mecha Sonic Mark 1 is, considering the one from Sonic 2 is Silver Sonic and the one from CD is Metal Sonic, well, Mecha Sonic Mark 1 is the one from Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. But yeah, they're identical to their Sonic 1 and 2 fights, although Wrecking Ball doesn't move as smoothly as it does in the original. Death Egg has this eye with balls around it, but I had Super Sonic at this point, and then becomes this spinny spike thing with a laser. Also, Sonic Pocket Adventure copied this for the Chemical Plant boss. Act 2 has this massive ball thing where you have to make the spike things hit him, and it's a pretty fun mini-boss. And for the main bosses, Mushroom Hill boss is pretty fun. I love that he starts as a machine in the ground controlling the weather, which happened throughout the act. Then Robotnik pops out, and then you jump over spikes and hit Robotnik, and then you kill him, and he goes backwards into a tree. 10-year-old Rolling Creeper lost his shit laughing at this to a point where I remember save stating right when he was defeating to re-watch him crashing into a tree.
But never noticed that. How Sonic became a ghost.
Flying Battery starts with him shooting you with his laser while you slowly wait. And after a short auto-scrolling section, you then fight Robotnik, and that's about waiting for him to do his swinging attack. Sandopolis has an alright boss where you knock out his outer layer, then gets a few hits, and Lava Reef is waiting for 5 years for him to kill himself. Knuckles is just standing there with Super Sonic. And Death Egg Act 2's boss isn't the greatest. First phase has you break off its fingers, then you have to open him up and smack the Master Emerald. And then avoid a laser, then the third phase has you hitting Robotnik while trying not to fall off and die. And unless you came with rings, you get no rings during this fight, and if you die, now you have to do a boss without getting hit. Which is kind of bullshit. This is the 5th main Sonic platformer. Like, 9 if you count the Game Gear games. Like, Sonic CD 3 Chaos and Triple Trouble gave you rings before the final boss, and if you die, you're not forced to do the boss without rings. So why the hell do you get rings before the final boss? Overall, a very mixed collection of bosses with lots of waiting in the final boss's bullshit. This is a 4 out of 10. Ending. Alright, so if you don't have the emerald, Sonic flies down to the Master Emerald and leaves it in space. Dipshit. Tails then rescues Sonic. Then they fly by the island, roll credits, then we get a slightly better pose than Sonic Freeze pose. Well, it turns out Robotnik got the Master Emerald at the end of the day. 6.5 out of 10. Extras in completion. Same as Sonic 3, but they're more annoying to find. The special stages are much harder and easier to fuck up in. Still get Super Sonic before the first time ever we have a secret final boss. Actually, that was the weather machine from Sonic 2 on the Master System. That was just the boss of a secret zone. Also, how'd you come back to life after I killed you? Magic. Okay, anyways, this is the Doomsday Zone, which starts with you avoiding meteors and collecting rings. Then you have to make the rockets hit the head of this thing, which ends up being the Death Egg Robot. You then kill the Death Egg Robot, but this boss is actually harder than it looks, because you actually have to get a good number of rings to actually survive this boss. But after you beat it, Sonic then takes the Master Emerald down and Tails is playing catch with it. Also, I hate how the Master Emerald is uncensored, or isn't censored on his suction thing. Knuckles gets his giant piss rock back, and Sonic and Tails fight back to South Island along with Echo the Dolphin. Okay, first Golden Axe and now Echo the Dolphin. At this point, like, what's next? Altered Beast? Columns? Bonanza Bros? Vector Man? Like, at this point, we're gonna have a boss named after Shinobi. Overall, I don't like the new special stage layouts, but yeah, 8 out of 10. This leaves Sonic and Knuckles with a 55 out of 80. It's actually kind of higher than I thought. Overall, I didn't like this game. It has some good parts, but bad parts ended up outweighing the good ones, and it brought the same experience. Well, so Sonic and Knuckles was... I didn't
Sonic and Knuckles.
really enjoy this game a lot. It's like, everything, like, again, it seems like everything Sonic 3 does right, like, Sonic and Knuckles just does wrong. Anyways, let's now see what happens when we combine the two games.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Combining these two, we get Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where everything comes together. All 14 zones, all 3 characters. If you get all 14 emeralds, you get Hyper Sonic. Yes, that's right. It's Super Sonic, but gay. Okay, but actually this is Super Sonic, but with more colors. He can't drown, and he has a dash attack. When Tails gets his emerald, he not only gets super, he gets his. Say it with me. The flaky army of death. This is Editor Creeper here. That's a lot of fucking rings. These fuckers kill anything and everything. Overall, this gives me much more incentive to go over after the special stages in the second half. And overall, the first half pulls up the second half a bit. There's even some small changes in the first half, like this spring is a 1-up now, and the big armor boss doesn't exist. It just doesn't. But yeah, if you're looking for the full experience in one of the greatest Sonic games of all time, it's here. Almost. Yeah, just because the Knuckles half is a bit better, I still don't really like it. But whatever. Final opinion. So if he's free, Sonic Free by itself, well, I think it's my favorite game of all time. You're going in SS tier.
Jeez.
I can go back to this game whenever I feel like it. It's truly a masterpiece. Sonic and Knuckles is going in C tier. Everything Free does right, Knuckles almost does wrong, and I just overall don't like this game. Now, if the combined game, I'd actually put this in S tier, right next to Mega Man 2. It's not perfect, but it cleans up some of the issues of Sonic and Knuckles, and Hyper Sonic and Super Tails are pretty cool. And with that, that was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Basically, a really good game, an okay game, and when combined, they make pretty good game. A pretty good game here. I mean, everybody likes Sonic 3 at this point. Like, I mean, if you don't like Sonic 3, I mean, I respect your opinion, but yeah, I think
Well, I haven't played any Sonic games until I'm gonna live stream one today. For the first time. So,
I think I can agree with what most people have said about Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This is truly one of the best Sonic games of all time. Although, personally, Sonic 3 by itself is my favorite game of all time. Yeah, just outright. I love this game. Anyways, guys, we'll see y'all next time. Wait. I forgot the Knuckles story.
no.
Oh my fucking god. So, with the Knuckles story, basically after
Okay, Knuckles
Sonic
story.
3 and Knuckles, apparently this Agrobo thing became sentient, I guess. I mean, okay. And then because of this, Knuckles decides to get back up off his ass and then go through all of the zones again, but this time with much shittier levels, because while a good chunk of the game is still the same paths from Sonic's, Knuckles has these exclusive paths to him, which would be cool, except the fact that the game forces you to go down these paths. And how does it do it? In the most arbitrary way possible, by just making dumb mechanics, just putting dumb walls in places, seriously, the reason why I enjoyed playing through Sonic 2 as Knuckles so much was because of all the advanced maneuverability of him, in Sonic's levels. But with these Knuckles-centered levels, I suddenly don't feel that anymore. Or so, yeah. Although I must admit, the final boss against Super Mecha Sonic Mark II is really cool. I actually really like this boss, but yeah, that was the Knuckles story. Kind of sucks. And with that, I am finally done with Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Knuckles and Sonic 2. Oh yeah, the blue spear. Basically, if you attach Sonic 1 to Sonic and
Not to be
Knuckles,
so.
you get infinite blue spear stages. You can also attach other games to get just random blue spear stages, but... And then a couple games like Toy Story and Sonic 3D Blast, they don't do anything, but... I'm just glad my biggest video ever was... I'm assuming this video is going to be as big as my Sonic 2 review, but finally, I'm finally done with my massive behemoth reviews that I've been doing for a while. So yeah, next time I'm actually going to be talking about a Sonic game. Well, I don't want to tell y'all what the Sonic game I'm going to be talking about next, and I know, and it's probably going to be, I already going to tell y'all, it's a kind of stupid decision. If anybody out there knows me, you probably know that I have a weird obsession with Sonic Blast on the Game Gear. I am not talking about Sonic Blast next.
Sonic 4.
And for that matter, I'm not talking about Sonic 3D Blast or Adventure next either, so...
the next game I review is gonna be one that y'all probably didn't expect. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time.
I also want to watch the. Yeah, I was told to watch this.
Are you okay, Liam? Are you okay? So Liam, are you okay? Are you okay, Liam? Are you okay? So Liam, are you okay? Are you okay, Liam? Liam, are you okay? So Liam, are you okay? Are you okay, Liam? Liam, are you okay? Can you tell us? Are you okay, Liam? I forgot the lyrics. Oh.
Time for Sonic 4. Shoot.
Alright, now that I'm done talking about Sonic 3 Knuckles,
F.
what Sonic game should I talk about next?
Sonic 4.
I should talk about Sonic 4. Well, anyways, hello guys, and today I'm probably going to be making my most controversial review so far. Today we're going to be talking about Sonic 4 Episode 1. And I'm finally not making my massive ass reviews, like the massive ass Sonic 2 free reviews. Like, this is not going to be as big as those. In fact, I don't even expect this. I don't want this to get over the 20-minute mark. But yeah, if you remember in the Mega Man 1 review I did at the start of this year, I said, I'm kind of going to take game reviewing a bit more seriously now. Well, I kind of retract that statement now, because it's just a lot of work, and I'm just starting to get burned out on me.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually playing a Sonic game for the first time.
My reviews this big, so yeah. Anyways, with that, let's get into Sonic 4.
Sonic 4.
Okay, first of all, where's the physical cock? You're like, I want to be able to touch my games. Like, it feels good to touch them. Like with Sonic 1, it got a physical release. Sonic 2, it got a physical release. Sonic 3, it got a physical release. Sonic 4? No, it didn't get a physical release, which is really dumb.
Digital release.
Every other mainline Sonic game got a physical release, so why not Sonic 4? Development and history. So, after Sonic 3 was released, Sega just never really wanted a Sonic 4. They kind of just moved on to other things. Like, they were more interested in jumping to 3D with Sonic Extreme, which was cancelled in favor of 3D Blast. Then moved to Adventure 2, Heroes, Garbage, Unleashed. Sega wasn't really interested in a new classic 2D Sonic game. However, in the late 2000s, there was a big surge in retro revivals due to Verizon people on the internet. It's talking about these old games such as the Angry Video Game Nerd. And then there was the Wii Virtual Console, which was releasing a ton of old games. And Sega even jumped on that early. As back when the Wii first launched, Sega immediately put Sonic the Hedgehog on it. So companies tried to make new games that were similar to old ones. We had the new Super Mario Bros. Games, which at first was a fresh new 2D Mario, but slowly became more mediocre and bland over time. Mega Man 9 and 10 that said, reject graphics, become 8-bit. And then we got many more like DKC Returns, Rayman Origins, Punch-Out Wii, etc. Sega then looked at some money and realized they wanted it, so they re-released the Genesis and Master System games on the Wii. The Game Gear game.
Sega, do we want money?
on the 3DS, with the exception of Sonic Chaos for some reason, made another fucking Genesis collection and took this random phone game called Sonic the Portable and called it Sonic 4 and slapped it on consoles. Yeah, Sonic 4 was originally a game called Sonic the Portable, made by Dims, who also made the advanced games, the Rush games, Colors and Generations, and Lost World on the 3DS, and Unleashed on the Wii and PS2. They then changed it to Sonic 4 and then called it the first 2D Sonic game since Sonic 3, which is completely false, as between the release of Sonic 3 and Sonic 4, there is Sonic Triple Trouble, Chaotix, Blast, Pocket Adventure, Advance, and Rush, so I don't know what crack Sega be smoking. Sega then made a ton of hype for the game, eventually revealing the only character would be Sonic. I don't know, maybe it was Pikachu and a sombrero, who cares? Sonic 4 was released, and initially some people liked it and some didn't. Hell, well, some call me Johnny initially liked it, but yeah, over time, everyone just didn't like this game. Some outright hated it, some thought it was mediocre, but it seems nobody really likes this game, with the main criticisms being the graphics, Sonic gaining the ability to walk on walls. I don't know, that's cool as hell. Like, if you were able to walk on walls, why would that be a bad thing? And the other criticism was that it reused old levels. So, why do you like Sonic Generations and Sonic Mania again? When they do the same goddamn thing as Sonic 4? Yet you all hate on Sonic 4 instead of these two? So yeah, Sonic 4 is a pretty hated game. Enter this Scott-the-Laws-looking motherfucker. Okay, so after playing Sonic 1, 2, and 3, I was like, where's Sonic 4? So I looked it up, and it does exist, and I wanted to play this so fucking badly, but it was 2020, and I didn't have any console to play it on. And at the time, I had to settle for the Sonic 2 ROM hack and watching playthroughs on YouTube. Speaking of that ROM hack, it is an interesting one. It's a ROM hack of Sonic 2 that changes a few things to make it more like Sonic 4. It has the homing attack, Chemical Plant Act 1 just became Labyrinth much emptier. After finishing it, Mad Gear tries to load and it crashes. Going into a level select, Chemical Plants Act 2 is just a glitch level, but with Chemical Plants object layout, and even the boss. Sylvania Castle is a aquatic ruin, White Park crashes by emulator, Hilltop is the exact same, just glitchy colors and occasional other glitches. Oil Desert is Oil Ocean, but better colors. Defig has rings, and the music in this ROM hack is pretty good. I especially like the themes for Mad Gear, Hilltop, and the Metal Sonic theme. Anyways, after that, sometime in 2023, Zane got a Wii from his cousins, and I was over there and I saw Sonic 4 was on it, and that was my first time beating Sonic 4. Later in 2024, I would get this second Wii, which had a bunch of virtual console games on it. It has some Mario games. It was how I played Sonic 1 on the Master System before I got a copy for myself. And most importantly, it had Sonic 4 on it. However, for my birthday in 2024, I got a Shitbox 360. And using an Xbox gift card and another one a friend gave to me. Here's his channel, by the way. I then got myself both episodes of Sonic 4 as well as Mega Man 9 and 10.
Well, put me in the most controversial Sonic game ever.
Despite these, I soon just mostly forgot about my Shitbox 360 until I got Minecraft for it. And then I played the shit out of it. Then the A button on my controller broke, and I had to stop playing for a while. So I then spent a lot of time playing on my Genesis, and then I got another controller that actually worked. Yeah. And then I played Minecraft a ton, which caused the Sonic 2 review to be delayed a lot more than it actually should have been. But yeah, I like Sonic 4, even with some slight nostalgia bias, but yeah. Also, I'm gonna record off the Wii version because I don't know how to emulate PS3 or Shitbox 360 games, and the mobile version doesn't support newer versions of Android. However, I did play both the
Shitbox 360.
and Wii versions, and yes, I did have to go for the effort of plugging my Wii back in just for this review. The plot. So sometime after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Robotnik decided to be evil again, I guess. And he got lazy and decided to recycle his old robots. And yes, I know, he's technically now Eggman, but I don't care. I still call him Robotnik, because Eggman sounds stupid. 5 out of 10. Graphics. So, this game. I don't know what to say about the graphics here. I know everyone complains about Sonic's model looking shiny, but it looks perfectly fine to me.
Yeah, it does.
The Badniks do look really ugly, though. The environments themselves, despite being pretty rendered, I think they actually look good. Splash Hill looks good. I like how some of the platforms in the background are darker. Act 3 is at sunset, hell yeah. Casino Street looks meh, and the background has this Ferris wheel that says Sonic the Portable. They seriously forgot to change that. For some reason, when I first saw it, I thought it said Sonic the Portable. What is wrong with me? Lost Labyrinth looks good, especially with that background. Mad Gear doesn't look great, however, I actually think this game looks best when played in 4:3 on an older TV like mine. When played like this, the game actually looks beautiful. Overall, this game doesn't really look ugly to me, and I'd give this a 7.5 out of 10. Music. So, to be honest, I also like the music in this game. Like, this game is...
Yeah, I'm just looking through my game collection. Well, we actually do this at the same time. And I found my PS2 game that's sealed.
This game's music is good. And, like, we got Splash Hill, it sounds pretty good, especially before Act 2 and 3. Casino Street's theme is actually kind of boring, aside from Act 2. Lost Labyrinth's theme is actually pretty good, and I actually like all 3 acts of its theme.
I stand corrected. I found a second PlayStation 2 game that I did not know I had.
And I really like the themes for Mad Gear Zone. The boss theme is just okay, though for some reason it was an unused song from Sonic 3 D-Blast. Okay then. Music's alright, but it has some good songs. Also, I am aware that the soundtrack sounds slightly different in the Wii version, but honestly, I don't really care which version I listen to. 7 out of 10. Gameplay. So, this game doesn't control exactly like the Genesis games, but it's close enough that I'm not bothered. Sonic does have his homing attack from the 3D games, and it's fun to use here. Momentum is a bit weird. You can walk up walls and stuff, but whatever, it's fun. You also get a save feature, but for some reason in the
Shitbox 360
version, you only get one save file, while in the Wii version gives you multiple. Going through the levels, Splash Hill is Green Hill, but with some swinging vines, and yeah, I like the sunset in Act 3. Oh yeah, there's 4 zones. Each zone has 3 acts and a dedicated boss act. Also, the way you progress isn't really linear. Sure, after an act you can press a button to immediately go to the next act, but you don't have to. After beating Splash Hill Act 1, you unlock all the main acts, but you still have to complete the first 3 acts of a zone to unlock the boss act. After you beat all 4 boss acts, you then get to go to the final zone, Egg Station. Casino Streets, yeah, it's Casino Nights, and the second act is this fun card level.
I'm just going to my game collection and I never realized I had a second sealed copy of the game.
There's tons of 1-ups. Alright, so Green Hill is the iconic first level, and Casino Night is also a pretty good zone choice. And then they brought back Labyrinth and Metropolis.
Oh my god.
So first is Lost Labyrinth, and honestly it's not that bad. The water is only in Act 3, and the only part I really hate are these balls and these water puzzle things. Also the block puzzle thing that's really frustrating. Apparently the mobile version changes Act 2 to this minecart level, and because it's a minecart level, therefore it is a reference to Donkey Kong Country. Casino Street Act 2 is also the score attack level in that version, where you essentially just go through one section over and over again until the game lets you continue. It's essentially the bonus levels in Sonic Spinball, but in a casino level. Also, the bottomless pits in this game are...
Why there's so many bottomless pits in games, man? Bottomless pits suck.
Ugly. Instead of you dying when you touch the bottom of the level, you just die in the air. The only other game I can think of is Sonic Spinball in the Game Gear. Why do I keep mentioning Sonic Spinball in the fucking Game Gear? And Gears Metropolis, both level gimmicks. Act 1 is just average Metropolis shit. Act 2 has giant gears. Oh my god. The third level has a wall that slowly follows you. I guess Labyrinth also does it, and after you beat all 4 zones, you go to Egg Station, which is a boss rush against the final boss, similarly to Kirby's Dream Land or Mega Man. I enjoyed playing through this one, despite most hating it, and some levels aren't that great. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Not bad.
Bosses. The first boss is the Wrecking Ball, but then he tries to hit you with it and yeah, he's dead. Casino Street's boss is also extremely easy to hit. It's in, he goes down before he can really do his second attack. Lost Labyrinth's boss starts as an easier version of the original, then this is where the walls and platforms start squishing and then you have to move to specific spots to hit Robotnik. Mad Gear's boss is the Metropolis boss, but way worse. Instead of hitting him and the mini Eggmans falling off, the mini Eggmans actually open when you hit him, and when they are released, you can't damage them, and you have to wait for them to explode. You can beat the boss without opening the eggs, but still, then the second phase has him throwing them at you, which can also now be these fast blue ones, or these massive fucking yellow ones. Yes, that's right, I just said
massive fucking yellow ones.
The main goal of this boss is to catch up to Robotnik and hit him, which is basically like the bosses in Advance 2. Egg Station, wait, why is that an abbreviation? Evil Gooping Guy Gas.
1 second. That explains it. The spaghetti back here is real. Okay, guys, I'm back with dimensions.
The first 4 bosses you refight, then they go into their second phases earlier, but take less hits to beat. Then after this is the Death Egg robot for some reason, and it's a bit harder than the original, surprisingly. The first phase is literally the original, but now you can hit him more often, as now he is extremely easy to hit. Although if you get too many hits too fast, he'll bring up his fist for a couple of seconds. After hitting him a ton, he goes into his second phase, where he is on crack. He jumps around weirdly, then his fist goes flying, and when he hit his fist when he is on the ground, and then you can hit him, but this is rather frustrating. Not only because whenever you successfully use your humming hat, you go flying 5 miles away from the boss. When you get hit, the rings will go flying in the air, and if you don't immediately get them back on their first bounce, they despawn in midair. This is bullshit. After doing this for a while, he then does his final attack, where he crashes into the ground. Or you then have to hit him or die trying. These bosses aren't really that good. 4 out of 10. Ending.
Just the same as the original. The same as the original.
Wow, it's the Sonic 1 ending, but worse. 4 out of 10. Extras and completion. So this game does have special stages, and you get to these like in Sonic 1, with 50 rings at the goal, and you jump into the giant ring. And also, it is too easy to miss this damn ring. If you're going too fast and you missed it, the game has a strict timer, and even if you're jumping, Sonic sometimes will just...
Nope.
Most stages themselves are the Sonic 1 special stages, but now you can rotate the stage. And also, these in general are much longer than in Sonic 1. There's even extra time pickups, because yeah, there's a timer. I mean, yeah, you could just pause and retry right before the timer runs out, but it's kind of hard to do when you're being flinged into a goal sphere.
Yeah.
However, you get Supersonic for all of you, and he is as OP as he always was. Seriously, he fucking cheeses these levels. This is a 7 out of 10. This leaves us with a 42.5 out of 70, or a 60.7%. So, overall, despite the fact that the fan base despises this game, I actually really enjoyed it, but I'll give it a high B tier.
Here, B2.
I don't understand why this game is hated so much. Like, it's a fun 2D Sonic game, and while it's not the greatest, I can enjoy. So, don't hate on me for this. Like, I know I'm probably gonna get some hate, but whatever. I'm here to give my opinion. My opinion is that I like Sonic 4. Like, honestly, if you go in without the expectations of the Genesis games, you'll probably end up finding a decent game. So now that we've gotten episode 1 out of the way, next up is, oh god, Sonic 4 episode 2. Yeah, you can tell that I'm not really excited for this one. But yeah, with that, like and subscribe if you like.
Wait, I need to watch the
video,
outro.
and check out my other reviews if you like this one. Like, I know the Sonic 2 and 3 reviews are very long, but yeah. There's also the Discord server you can join if you want to, and
Yep.
and I also have a couple of new things in the works. So the first thing I'm kind of working on is a Let's Play channel where I put Let's Plays, because I don't really know how far I'm gonna really go with the Let's Play channel, but I'm also working on just outright making a second channel for my shit posts and stuff. And then I'm also sort of working on making a Patreon, but I'm not exactly, I'm still figuring it out in what I should have as bonuses, because, I mean, I don't really know what exclusive things to really show on there. And I obviously don't want to lock something behind it, like the Discord server or something. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.
There he is.
Hello.
So the reason why I'm just randomly appearing during the outro is because we're now 1/3 of the way to 1,000 subscribers, which is really cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm glad we're finally getting somewhere.
And that's it. Wow, that's actually really holy shit. Let me just clear that, and with that, see you on the live stream. Goodbye.